Good morning, everyone. How are you? I want to say something and I'll try to make it very short. Every society is comprised of some elements, people, culture that includes religion or some form of faith, supernatural faith in the supernatural, and a territory, usually some common territory. In some societies, the cultural aspect is much more dominant, and in others, the territorial component is the more dominant one. The Israeli society is no different, and it's interesting in that regard that not all Jews, I mean the Jewish society, not the Israeli, not all Jews live in the same territory. So in some aspects, the cultural component of the Jewish people is stronger, but we are witnessing a process in which the territorial aspect, the territorial element gets stronger because Israeli society is becoming less and less Jewish in the traditional sense of the word, and strives to become more and more cosmopolitan, because the world should go towards more freedom of faith, more freedom of consciousness, more personal freedom that does not conflict the safety of society. So does Israeli/Jewish society have also racist and extremist elements? Sure. Unfortunately, always had, hopefully will be reduced and controlled, because the extremist elements of the Jewish society today targets mainly other Jews who wants to stay secular and only preserve some of the cultural and or religious practices of the culture and not all of them, and some doesn't want to maintain any or practice any cultural practices or habits of the Jewish faith or the Jewish culture. Because people are different in their life experience, in their expectations, in their aspirations, okay? We are humans. Each and every one of us goes through life with different experiences. That's how we grow, that's how we learn, that's how we feed spiritually and emotionally, feed one another. So we can grow as individuals and as a society. So yes, Israel does have, unfortunately, extremist organizations that strive to enforce other Jews, and they target other Jews to inflict us and force us into their own perceptions of what Jewish culture or Jewish religion is. You are witnessing different perception of what Jewish religion is, of what the main aspects of it is. Because Jewish faith is not homogeneous, and not Jewish culture and not Jewish society. Personally, I think the extremist organization, whether they're political, semi-political, have no room in my heart, and they have no right to exist. Preventing mixed marriages is the cause of one organization that calls themselves Lehava, means literally it means flame of fire. And mixed marriages are not that prevalent anyway. Look, younger generations today in the world entirely are not hurrying to get married in the first place. Marriage age has risen up in all Western societies because people don't see marriage as the ultimate uh, personal and spiritual frame for maintaining relationships. But those who do are allowed to do so. So marriage as total are not so much acceptable, and there are other alternative forms of maintaining um, marital status or couplehood status of people in the world. But those who wish to be mixed in mixed marriages, they should be allowed to do it anywhere, including in Israel. And some organization, one that I know of, Lehava, puts an aim to itself to prevent that. Of course, love is stronger than anything, and people who are in love and want to get married will do it either way. Other organization is called La Familia, and it's based on the same um, principles of maintaining the Jews isolated in from the rest of the world. Uh, Practically, it's ridiculous and obnoxious because people should be free to make their choice without fear of revenge of someone allegedly sent by divine supreme power to enforce their will on others. Okay? God is not a monster. Some aspects of Jewish religion, some interpretations of Jewish religions are monstrous. Okay? Nonetheless, those who wish to destroy others and to eliminate them do not do it in regard to one's own personal preferences or faith or choices made in life. They want to exterminate everybody who is not like them. Fortunately, the extremist Jews target other Jews as the cause of their motivation, and even if some of them do want to revenge the atrocities of all generations, they realize that no genocide is possible or justified. Even they, I think, I want to believe, even they understand that Judaism basically does not allow for genocide of anyone. So they target other Jews to try and force us by fear of divine punishment to realign with their faith, with their principles. But I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I don't. So tolerance is hard to maintain. Many life principles that we would like in the utopian level to preserve and live by, in the face of the reality, the current reality, is very hard to maintain. This is our test. This is our true test. Mixed marriages should be allowed. Freedom of faith and cultural practices should be allowed to the extent that they don't call upon the elimination of others. So the main issue within Israel today is what type of society we would like to be. And it is a great debate inside Israel. People have to choose sides. If they want to be a democracy, even partly, but a democracy that strives to the separation of state and religion. That's what I strive for. Freedom, not at the expense of others. Some Jews do not want the separation between state and religion. And that's the problem inside us. I see Muslim minorities who want to live in peace with us, equal civilians. Not all Jews do see it like it, but the truth of the human spirit will win. We will not let terror determine for us what human values should be, not in Israel and not in the world, because I think mankind now realizes that unless we have compassion and ability to work cooperatively with one another, we are all doomed for self-destruction. Extremism of no kind should be won. This is what I keep telling, and this is what I will keep on standing for until the last breath I take on this planet. So no, I'm not blind to the faults of the Israeli society. Not at all. We have faults like every other society. We are diverse. We are not homogeneous. It's becoming harder and harder to explain that. I wish you Europe and America not to have forced to face the same daily test of ideology and behavior that Israelis have to take from day one and before that. And know that everyone who sees Hamas or other terror organizations like Hezbollah and Jihad, Islamic Jihad, warriors of freedom and self-definition, not to have to face the consequences of cooperating with this false assumption and lie. Because if the Jewish people is taken the right for self-defense and self-definition, and the Jewish state ceases to exist, Europe will cease to exist. America will not exist. The entire world collapses. We are your laboratory lakmus paper. Take real cautious examination of reality, like every person, every individual on this planet should do. No one of us denies that reality is complex. It's not simplistic. No Jew wishes to eliminate or to exterminate or justifies genocide to anyone. And those who think that it is okay, those who have it in the back of their mind, they know it's immoral, irresponsible, and unimplicable also. It couldn't be done, no matter what. Israel has always strived to be part of the Middle East, not instead of anyone, but limiting the quotas of Jews allowed to live here is neither unacceptable. You can't hold here thousands, 5,000 old elderly Jews and tell the world that Islam and Judaism can live in peace because these old Jews will die someday and young Jews have no right to raise families and live normally in a country of their own. I don't want to be a refugee in no state. No state. And I don't want to make anyone else a refugee. And by the way, the largest quanta of Islamic refugees is not caused by the Israeli Zionist movement. Syrians are fleeing Syria because of Bashar Assad. Yemenites are being killed. They don't even have the chance of fleeing anywhere. Lebanese have to flee because of Hezbollah. But what could be more easier for you hypocrites than to blame the nation, the small nation who only wishes safety for itself and for the world? I'm no hypocrite. I know the problems inside the society I live in. I don't deny them. I know. We have racists inside us and we have extremists inside us. And it's nothing like the wish of genocide. It's against other cultural perceptions of Judaism. And the main target population is other Jews. All types of Jews. Reform, conservative, secular. We are the ones to be deprived of rights by Jewish extremists.